Hello to Lockhart Plays Home, a horror game that is just making me confused at the moment. When we last left off, we were in our friend's Norman's house/store, and we'd found out that he'd been doing something with our wife, or our wife's coat. And the clues were getting a bit ambiguous. Jesus. Yes. Oops. Something different happened that time. Sorry. No. I was too angry. Too upset to even think of giving him the decency. Left him right where he lay and didn't touch him. Can I get out now? I just want to get out. I just want to get out. Can I get out? Do I go up the back? I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. I couldn't remember if we had given these to Norman for safekeeping or something, but why would we? Okay. I guess I need to find that key? Maybe I do have to look in the garbage. I didn't want to, but desperate times, man. Desperate times. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through the mess, did I? Yes. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Of course, as a white boy growing up in high-class society, I knew how to use a hairpin to pick locks. So, I went back downstairs and opened up the front door. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Oh, good, but at least it opened the lock. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. I thought I had never went there at all. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I wondered if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. And Rachel was inside there. Okay. Why can't I target you? There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Can I just go home now? The fresh air was a welcome change. I almost didn't even mind the rain. I couldn't understand what the box of dusty clothes was doing in Norman's attic. What had happened to him? To think that I hadn't even looked. Was that because I was... What do you mean I hadn't even looked? What? I've been looking lots of places. I looked in this garbage can. Was that because I was afraid or because I didn't care? I just want to go home at this point. Is this a magic door that'll go home? It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. That's a gate? Oh, I see. It's a wall. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. This is my house? Ah, this must be my house. Because I leave mine unlocked. The gate was locked tight. This was my house. Wait. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? No. Not my business. I left the letter right where it was. The neighborhood mail wasn't my problem. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. How am I supposed to know which gate's mine unless I check them all? I'm going to assume this is my gate. I'd entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Rachel? Rachel! It's me. Bruce. Batman. Bruce. Oh god, blood. Rachel! Rachel! I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. Nope, I'm gonna step right here. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. Oh wait, that was the rapist beside me. Rape isn't funny. I shouldn't joke about that. I'm sorry. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. 'Cause I forgot I hadn't paid my electric bill. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Yes. We clean up. No water rings on our tables. Door? Stairs? Blood? TV? Door? There was a small pile of mail on the door in front of the mail slot. How long I had been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there, too. Did I open it? Sure, it's mine. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to no payment. What the hell? I mean, they can cancel credit cards? I thought it was like free money. The door to the basement, it was locked. Where had I put the damned key? Where indeed? Where indeed? Nice bungalow we have here. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. I didn't remember putting that there. What's with all these locked doors? Usually you just need a toothpick or a hairpin to open up the doors inside a house. An old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Oh, it's my photo. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had gotten part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? TV. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but then it was too late. I'd signed the contract. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. She was always angry when I was buying stuff. When we had no money. Like food. And electricity. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. What's behind door number 1? The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I look more closely, it looked like that man in the house had some of the same books as I did. Or was it me in the house, and I killed myself? One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. Oh man, I am some weird stalker dude. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Dude, we're husband and wife, right? Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? But I'm Batman. Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? Rachel! I'm Batman! You can't leave me for Norman! Some weird goopy blood stuff. Let's try this room. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't gone around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. I mean, the doors constantly squeaked, no matter how much WD-40 you put on them. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs, with real claws on the bottom. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. Home. Interesting. I don't see how they'd be more practical than a regular bathtub, really. My house is pretty big. My laptop had been left on, and had only a tiny bit of power left. Wait, so hang on a second. I've gone for a while. My bills are gone, my power's been shut off, but my laptop is still working. That sounds like one amazing battery. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Sure. I pocketed the key, because that leads to the basement, where I have my own little torture chamber. It doesn't really compare to the one that was in that house in the forest. Mine is much classier. Me and Rachel would have such fun times there. Did I already go this way? This is the TV room. Yes, TV room. I want to go where that locked door was. Was it this? The door was stuck. So okay, so it wasn't. So this isn't the right key. This way. The front door was locked from inside. So it doesn't open that door. So it does open the basement then. I unlock the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. Because everyone has them. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. Dude, your memory's horrible. They happen once a year. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yep. I need like 2 more of them. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. I'm gonna guess it's the old room. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Why were we throwing out all this stuff? Haven't you ever heard of a thrift store? If you hadn't, like, we put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Wasn't there old paint cans? Those are fairly heavy. Yes, yes, yes. Same stuff. Okay. Paint cans? I looked and like there was plaster and old trowel here too. We had way too much junk. I couldn't even remember last Christmas. Okay. So that was a little bit of a waste from game design, I think. I think they should have just... Was it this door? No. It was the one upstairs. Because they could have had that key just go into this one. Mind you, I suppose we have to go through the plaster wall at some point. Where Rachel will be. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? And lock it again? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yep. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciate its weight. I appreciate you, crowbar. You mean the world to me. Also, locks should no longer be a problem with you, because you're a crowbar. Okay. So now I'm going to try and break down this wall. The crowbar I found would have been strong enough to bust through that cheap wall. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Or had she left me already, and her stuff behind? Blood. Don't look. What's that crackling sound? It's like that girl from The Grudge. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful. It made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I'd come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Wait, did I find my Rachel? No, I didn't. Is it that easy? I just don't find her? Okay. I'm confused. Okay. The rags were wet, matted, covered in dirt and grime, but inside that tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What had I been searching for this entire time? I remember the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? Then that awful realization hit me right in the gut. I had been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there, and I won't find her anywhere else because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs. Really? Wow, okay, cool. I get to choose if he's crazy or a murderer. I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now, and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the ache I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion, and as I tried to grab hold of something that would make sense of all this, I must have drifted off. Okay. I don't... No. Oh, good. I was going to say, I better not be at the start again. Okay. I guess these books were all actually mine then. My head was pounding. It was my wallet, with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? I'm just gonna make him really crazy. Yep, we were there. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. What does that mean? I really don't know. There, that was decided. I'm so confused right now. Does it just let me write up the ending? In the shards of that broken mirror, I could see my face, gaunt now, hollow and sickly and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? I'm so confused. In the dirty, faded glass, I looked nothing more than a faint shadow. There was only one set of toiletries by the sink. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. When was the last time I showered? I smelled awful. I should do that or something, you know. This is bizarre. Oh. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think that Norman was going back to the factory? Sure. It must have been him. He must have been using the old locker. The laptop had finally run out of power. How long it had been left running? Like I said, dude, you have no power, but somehow your laptop battery survived. It's just not natural. In fact, I think you were illusioning, or had an hallucination, that your laptop was in fact running. So, what do you say about the TV now? I had that old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. It was a piece of junk, but I couldn't really afford anything newer. Wait, did I just change the TV? I had a newer TV before. This is so bizarre. What? My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. It used a digital passcode lock. Did I try opening it? Sure. The safe was an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Oops. I guess I can't fake this one. Had I seen numbers in here? Ah, I don't remember if I saw any numbers. This is bizarre. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. The pile of mail on the floor I now saw was addressed to me. Bills, credit card offers, a letter from the bank, they were all addressed to me. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Nope, gotta check the basement first. I didn't deserve to go. I had to finish this another way. I guess I was ready to face the truth now. Okay, what's the truth? The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by Inspector the basement had been partially filled in before I bought the house, but by the look of that wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. Everything smelled musty and old down there. Wait, so I didn't even... This is bizarre. So I'm just crazy. Okay, and I guess I'm going to leave. Yes? I don't know. Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my own brain at its game. Things stopped making sense some time after that, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. For starters, the man I had found in that old place. Who had killed him? And why was I even there? The forest, especially, was a difficult maze, and I would rest easier if I never saw its like again. It was clear, at least, that Norman had been going back to the old plant. Had he been the one to seal up that room? Was he drinking up there alone? I thought perhaps he had something to do with that dead guard. But now you've got me all mixed up. I'm not even sure what makes sense anymore. I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point until the factory thinks it had only gotten worse. But then I had seen something even I wouldn't have expected when I went to Norman's store. That's when my perspective on all this really started to change. There were so many things to consider about his place, and I was so confused. The box I had found in his attic. Was that possible? But as painful as all of that was, oh God, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had done and seen, finally coming home was supposed to be the end to this entire ordeal. God help me, though, it was only the beginning. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth, I'll give you that, but now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? Okay. I guess that's it. And apparently the ending I chose was the most confusing one ever. I'm still not really sure. I guess we made Bruce insane. And that he imagined up Rachel. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe I might try this again. I will definitely play this again. I'm not sure if I'll record it, but it seems like a game with multiple endings and something you can toy around a bit with. Though admittedly, it seems like most, I don't know, maybe there's something you can do to make it look like you're not the murderer. But it pretty much seemed like you were the murderer and gone crazy. But that was interesting. Oh, and that's the end. All right. Is there anything more to this game? Okay. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give a subscribe, thumbs up. If you enjoyed the game and you want to see more endings, please buy it. It's pretty cheap on Steam. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.